Hello everybody, welcome to Rob's Gaming Table. I'm Rob, and today we are playing some Spirit Island. Yes, for the first time on the channel in 2 years. I looked back. Well, a little bit less than 2 years, like a month less than 2 years. And it's been like a year since I actually played it until yesterday, where I played a couple times just to kind of relearn the game. Yeah. Welcome everybody joining live. Hello to those in the chat. Thank you to our Patreon and YouTube members for the support. Thank you so much. Special shout out to Sam, one of our producers, who sent me the Jagged Earth expansion as a Christmas gift. And I have yet to play it on the channel, so I figured it was in my pile of games to play on the channel. When I got the Jagged Earth, I said, yep, I'm going to play it. I did play it. I played some of the spirits like about a year ago. And then just other games came up and it never made it to the channel. So I put the Jagged Earth expansion in the pile or shelves of games to be played on the channel if I'm ever looking for something to play. So I decided it's time. I got some days to play some solo. And I do love it as a solo game, but I really love it as a co-op game. One of the best games I've ever played, I'll be honest. It's still in my top games for sure. Still holds up, still play it today. I think they announced another little expansion for it or something. But yeah, Spirit Island, you'll see it topping a lot of lists. And we can talk a bit more about it here. If anyone's never heard of Spirit Island, that's the other thing. I haven't streamed it in like 2 years. It's still great. There's lots of great content. The base box is still awesome. And we've had a lot of new viewers come to the channel in the last 2 years, and new players to the hobby that have found our channel and are looking for stuff to play. Now, this game, as you see here on BoardGameGeek.com, the weight on it is a 4.04 for the base game. I don't know if that includes any of the modules that spice it up, but this is not a light game by any means. And I always tell the story when I first saw this game at Gen Con on a table being demoed. I looked quickly. It looked like a Catan-style Euro-y game and looked light. I don't know. It didn't look anything crazy. I thought it wasn't really for me and my shallow eyes that were like, you know, all worried about looks and table presence and stuff. But again, people kept recommending it to me, and when I was looking for some solo games to play a couple years ago, this one was hitting a lot of lists. And so I was happy to grab it. Then I learned it was like a meaty puzzle, brain-burning game up in the realm of like Mage Knight for the same kind of brain-burning analysis paralysis mental lock it can do. So don't let the cover, the art, the table presence, the colors, all that stuff fool you. This is like a hardcore board game. It's really good. And as you see, it's ranked 11 overall, strategy number 10. And strategy is like my favorite category. All the games up in there are awesome in my opinion. I love them. And yes, I do agree it's best with 2 players or more. I've played it 3 and 4 players, 2 players, love it. Solo, it's great. It's a great solo game. Some people play two-handed. It's very deep. You can add tons of modules, tons of expansions, get really insane with it, which is what makes it a beautiful solo game, because you can really sit there and think and take your time and really go through it and crunch out the puzzle. Beautiful solo game. But again, my favorite way to play this is co-op. I love getting like 2 or 3 players at the table and trying to work together and have your spirits like help each other out. Such an amazing co-op experience. Like, I love it. But anyways, I figured time to bring it back to the channel, time to play it a little bit. I want to try out some of the spirits I never really played before. And yeah, so that's the deal. So some of you have been around the channel a while. You know, like, I love this game. I played it a whole bunch. There's a playlist link down in the video description if you're looking for more old playthroughs that are probably not as good a quality. You can go watch me play this solo, play this 2-player, 3-player on the channel. We'll play it more in the future. So if you're looking for more Spirit Island, hit that subscribe button, stick around. But yeah, it's good times. Good times. So also just a warning to anyone who's like hardcore with Spirit Island and played it like thousands of hours, which I know that's a thing you can do with this game and still be challenged. Again, I haven't really played it for like a year, and I haven't really been too like deep into it for a couple years. So I'm coming back at it, like relearning it and kind of starting from scratch, and I'm kind of keeping the new player or someone who hasn't experienced this game before in mind. So I'm just coming at it like casually, trying to try some spirits that I've never played before. They're from the Jagged Earth expansion, which is kind of targeted at more experienced players. So there's no like easy spirits really. They're moderately complex to like insane complexity from what I've been told. So I'm just going to work my way through them. If you guys keep watching, if people are interested in these, my plan is to play the next couple weeks, at least play a stream or two, to just try some of the moderate spirits out, try to get back into the game. Then we can maybe put in some adversaries and spice it up in future streams. If people are interested in watching Spirit Island, I don't know if Spirit Island's like old and nobody cares about it anymore, but I haven't played enough Jagged Earth to like, I haven't even seen the Badlands tokens hit the board yet. I don't think I saw them when I played last year either. I just never see cards that really use them. So, yeah. So lots for me to explore in the game. And if you guys are willing to watch, I'll play it on stream. Hey, Scythian. Get out of here. All right. So yeah. Hello, everybody in the live chat. Hello to those who just snuck in. What else? Oh yeah. So this is the expansion I'm playing. So this expansion came out in 2020. Thank you again, Sam, for the gift. So full disclosure, I purchased Spirit Island. I've purchased Branch and Claw expansion, which some of that stuff will be on the table. But Jagged Earth, again, producer Sam sent it to Mel and I as like a Christmas gift. But I was planning on buying it. It was on a wish list, and then yeah, it showed up. So thanks again, Sam, if you're ever watching this. I don't think you're here right now, but I appreciate it. But the weight on this expansion is a 4.5. This definitely cranks up the complexity of the game, especially if you're using a lot of the modules and stuff. And I guess the fans love it. It's like a 9.4 rated expansion. So it's like, comes with like 10 spirits, which are like basically 10 different ways to play the game. And then when you start mixing in combinations, if you play two-handed or multiplayer, it gets pretty insane. So I'm going to try my best here. You guys can play along with me. Feel free to recommend cards. I'll as we buy powers and stuff, as we figure out this spirit together, we can play along. And if anyone's new to Spirit Islands, never played this game before, feel free to ask questions in the chat. And I'll try to answer them as best I can, but maybe others in the chat can answer them. But again, if you're new to the hobby, this game is like, you know, one of the highest complexities you can get in a board game, being in the 4s out of 5. So just keep that in mind. But there are ways you play without the modules. You can easily learn this game. It's not too crazy. Once you get into it, it's like very rewarding. The more time you spend in it, you can keep ratcheting up the complexity and the difficulty to keep challenging yourself like endlessly. It's crazy. All right, I hope I explained that okay. Also, this is the Spirit Island Living FAQ. I have linked this down in the video description. I recommend this. This helped me kind of relearn some things and know some errata. I also will be referencing this if we have to look up any cards and we misunderstand. This is a great resource to have open while you're playing and a card comes up and you're not sure. There's no way you can memorize all the cards unless you literally play this game as the only board game you play every single day. But this definitely helps you in here. There's a living FAQ run by the publisher or designer or whatever. So all this stuff's in here. So if you have a question about any card, any rule, anything, there's updated FAQ stuff in here. But we are going to be playing with the errata, which I just learned out about this morning when I opened this page. We're going to have the extra blight added to the blight pool. I didn't know this was a thing. I don't know when this happened. Does anyone know when this happened? When they just recommended you put an extra blight to start the game on the card? There's an explanation here why it's this way. And you can find it in the errata. But we're going to play with this, I guess. I don't know. I didn't know this was a thing until literally like an hour ago. So we're going to do it. So yeah. Cynthia, you close it. Close the stream, Cynthia. Go away. Go away. You do not want to see this game. I know you like playing solo. I know you like complex games. I know you like your brain burning like I do sometimes when you're playing some stuff, trying to figure out the puzzle on the table in front of you. And you will want this game. It's not a crazy, insanely expensive game. I recommend starting with the core set. It's a few years old. You could probably get it for a reasonable price, maybe even secondhand. I'm sure there's some people who bought this game and it's not for them. But it's been out since 2017, so this game is like 5 years old. But you will want this game, Cynthia, just letting you know. So It's quality stuff. It's quality stuff, but it's not for everybody. It is complex, and yeah, it's very complex, but it's fun. I feel like it's a good like 90 minutes, 60 to 90 minutes to play solo, true solo, and it gives you that like it's not bad to set up, not bad to put away, sort of depends when you have all the expansions and stuff. But it's a great solo experience if you have the time to play something that's like, you know, going to take an hour to an hour and a half with setup and everything to get into it. It's great. Yeah. The only thing, so this is the issue. So I see Dan Roberts in the chat mentioning the only solo game better than this is Mage Knight. There's a lot of people, in fact, more people who think the other way around. This is a better solo game than Mage Knight. And again, this game, you know, came out like 7 years later. So obviously, you know, they learned some things in that time. And it's also not published by WizKids. So they actually made improvements. But anyways, Mage Knight is amazing. But please understand, Mage Knight has the rule book and learn to play book or walkthrough that are super horrible. Trying to get into Mage Knight is like, you have to take a course to learn Mage Knight to even get it to the table. And I know from experience, playing Mage Knight, learning Mage Knight, it's rough. Horrible rule book, horrible way to get into that game. But once you get into it, it's amazing. But when you put Mage Knight down for a year and come back to it, it's like a nightmare trying to get back into it still. This is my personal experience though. It might differ for you. But Spirit Island, I've played it a bunch, put it away for a year, brought it back out. It takes a little bit to relearn it, but not even near as close as Mage Knight. So if you're the type of solo gamer who wants to play like a whole whack ton of games like I do, or play lots of other board games with even friends and stuff, and then you're going to pull this back off the shelf, you will get this game to the table and be playing it and having a good time with it way faster than you will Mage Knight. It will also not sit on your table as long to play through a playthrough. So it's not apples to apples with Mage Knight. Just keep that in mind. So when people recommend Mage Knight versus this, there's like, yeah, it says it has the brain burniness. It has like the endless replayability kind of idea like Mage Knight, but it is in a whole different class of game. Like it's not, I wouldn't say if you love Mage Knight by this, and I wouldn't say if you love this by Mage Knight. They just are, I try to describe it if somebody has looked into either, they're around the same like kind of complexity and overall kind of same brain burniness. But yeah, this one is like way more solo friendly. For sure, getting it back to the table and whatnot. But if you plan to play one game exclusively, either of these ones, and you just go deep with them and go deep down the rabbit hole and stay with them like a lifestyle game, man, it's like they're both very rewarding. Both very rewarding. Okay, Dan. Okay, Dan's saying it isn't a versus; it's an also. I love both. Cynthia, just buy it and thank me later. Cynthia, do you have Mage Knight? And Sajat saying this is why you play Mage Knight every 2 to 3 weeks, Rob. And I recommend that too. If you have the time for Mage Knight and like you're gonna get into a game like that. I've said it before when I played Mage Knight. You can't just put it away and expect to just jump into it a year later or so, unless it's the only game you really play, right? But yeah. So this is like kind of similar, but like the complexity is here, but it's definitely easier to jump into this one than it is Mage Knight. But don't get me wrong, both are very complex games, but they're both rewarding if you give them the time and dedicate time to them. And the more you put in, the more they give back. I feel in both those situations. But yeah, they always get compared because they're both like ranked 1 and 2 on most solo lists in the community and stuff every year, I notice. So just keep that in mind. So hardcore board gamers love this solo, and they also love Mage Knight solo. They're usually up in the top. But yeah, I love both. Both are amazing. But again, they're not for everybody. Please, you got to understand, because I know there's people who buy Mage Knight and then they try to read the rules and try to get it played, and weeks pass and they're just frustrated. And I went through that myself. So, and I read lots of people do that online too. So yeah, I didn't have the same problem with Spirit Island. Okay, let's get down to the table. Okay, so Cynthia has Mage Knight and she loves it. Okay, so yeah, you'll like this kind of game then. If you like that, yeah, I think you could. Yeah, I think you could, but we'll see. Sir Devo, how's it going? Okay, so I have set up on the table here. Again, I'm playing with a spirit. You basically pick your spirit, and they're all trying to achieve. You're trying to achieve the same things to win this game. Is stop the invaders from taking over the island. And we're playing true solo, so we're only playing with one island. But with the Jagged Earth expansion, you can play up to like 6 players, and you just jam these together and create a big island. You can find 3-player playthroughs, 2-player playthroughs on the channel if you want to see how that works. But true solo, you just play with one little island. And these invaders are horrible white plastic pieces. And any plastic you want to keep off your island. The Dahan are these little wooden mushrooms. They are kind of like the inhabitants. You are a spirit trying to protect the island, protect the Dahan, and keep the invaders from taking over the land and ruining it with blight and just overcrowding it. So you got blight here. This is like the island kind of like, you know, they're trash and they're rotting and they're, you know, they're pollution and all this stuff. So you basically pick a spirit. And at this point, like, I don't know. I don't know if there's too many, but like, I didn't realize Jagged Earth came with 10 freaking spirits. I was like overwhelmed last year. I remember when I opened it and was trying to like play it and pick one and stuff. So this is just what's in Jagged Earth. And every single one has different rules, different powers, different ways they work. Look at all that cluttered mess on there. Like, what is going on this board? When you first see it, you're like, oh my God, this game is crazy. And then on the back, they describe each spirit, their difficulty, what they're good at. Oh, this guy uses these tokens. Okay, maybe I need to play with this guy next. Yeah, I've played this a couple times. I've never seen these tokens in use yet. These new ones, the Badland tokens from this expansion. I just saw that. Now I'm like, oh, okay, maybe I need to use this guy. But yeah, and then there's like 8 spirits in the base game. Then there's Branch and Claw that added some spirits, blah, blah, blah. Lots of spirits to choose from, okay? And we're getting a little ahead of ourselves, but there's also scenarios that come with the Jagged Earth expansion that change up some rules, give you a different spicy challenge. And then there's difficulty increasing invader countries that you can play against that change up the rules, crank up the difficulty, and you can get nuts with it. But we're not going there today. So I'm not playing with these modules, scenarios, and adversaries. And we're playing with a moderately complex spirit. Okay, so you basically choose your spirit. You kind of read what their abilities are, what they do, kind of check them out. Read the back, it'll describe how they play. Has a little backstory, which I don't think I've ever read one. So set up for this, we need to put 2 presents. So I will put 2 of my presents on your starting board. So they say starting board because if you're playing multiplayer, each player kind of starts on a board. So this is our board, but we're only playing one player, so there only is one. With the highest numbered land that is sands or mountain. So we have sands is the brown, mountains gray, jungle is green, and wetlands is blue. And then we have the ocean, which is kind of out of play unless you have a spirit that like brings it in play or whatever. But invaders can arrive from the ocean off their little boat there, or they can come out of towns or cities. Okay, those are their 2 little miniature buildings. And these are the invaders, aka the explorers of the invaders. Okay, there's little plastic minis. Any plastic, that's bad. Get rid of plastic, okay? The paper components and the wood components, those are all good. You want more of that stuff. All right, so highest numbered land that is sands or mountain. So highest mountain is 6, highest sands is 8. So they have a little number and then they have a symbol on them for what you need to set up there. So I've already set up the town here. I set up the city on number 2, 2 Dahan on number 1. Whoops. We got a blight on number 4 here. We have a Dahan in number 3, and etc. So we'll put this in the sands, I think. Oh, I also picked board F. I just picked a random one from the 2 new ones. I don't know like how they really make it different or if they're just added in to expand the player base. But yeah. These, I would not paint these. Yeah, I don't think I would paint these because I want them to stand out on video. So I kind of like that these are white and they really pop out on the board. They contrast with the board. But I have seen some cool ones online that people like painted the roofs and stuff, which look really cool. But there is like so many. I'm only using like probably a quarter of what's available, of course, because the game, you know, supports a lot of players. So, I mean, it's probably a 1/6 of what is in the box. So there are so many. I wouldn't want to make my worst enemy have to paint all those houses and buildings and stuff. Or little tiny invaders. They're kind of like very crappy miniatures, very crappy plastic. But that's good because I don't want crappy plastic on my board. So it kind of incentivizes me to get them off the board to try to win the game. So yeah. So to win the game at terror level 1, we need to get rid of all the explorers, towns, and cities, which are all invaders. If we clear them all off the board, we win. But as the game goes on, if we generate fear, we can increase the terror level to 2, and then we just need to get rid of towns and cities, so the buildings. If we can get to terror level 3, we just need to get rid of the last city on the board, and we win. If we get all the fear from the fear deck used up, it's auto victory. We win if we just get to the bottom of the fear deck. Some spirits are really good at doing that. Some cards will really help you go that direction. Multiple ways to kind of win this one, but fear, which you'll see as we play how that works. So yeah, we can set up that deck right now actually while I'm talking about it. So I have the fear cards here. This is mixing it with all the expansion ones. There's like a ton. So every time you play, you're going to see different fear, different powers, different events, different island effects and stuff. Hello, Brian. Very good. You guys are funny. Pontus. Hey, Sweden, represent. Yes. George A is here. Recycle those invaders. Yes. So again, I see George is here. So this, I know I said it before he came here, but we're playing without the like, we're going back to like, kind of back to basics. I'm playing with like the Blighted card module and the event module and the tokens module and stuff, but I'm not going to play with adversaries or scenarios yet. But like I said, if you guys want to see more after this stream, I can stream again next week. We can try a different spirit, and I'll just kind of keep playing the game until, you know, I either lose interest or need to move on to something else, or you guys are not interested in watching. But I do want to play through on stream at least a handful of spirits from Jagged Edge. Or is it Jagged Edge? Jagged Earth? Jagged Earth? Yeah, Jagged Earth. Jagged Edge, whole different deal there. Jagged, whole different deal. Oh man. I can't remember the name of a Jagged Edge song, but I don't know if anyone can really. But yeah. So yeah, for pros of this game, like George A, you might want to leave the stream now because I'm going back to basics. Like I said, I haven't played this game in like a year. I haven't streamed it in 2 years. And when I played it a year ago, I literally just pulled it out, played like once or twice on the table. And I was going to stream it, but then I had to play other stuff. So I just kind of put it away. And here it is again. So yeah. So yeah, no adversary today or anything. We're just doing a casual playthrough. This is more for like the newer players or people who've never seen Spirit Island. So yeah, just keep that in mind. So if you want to hang out, just, you know, feel free to play along and we can pick cards and talk about cards and stuff. Because there's a ton of cards I've never seen because I've only played like 3 games maybe with Jagged Earth put in. So yeah. All right. So, and we're just, because we're not playing with adversary, we just play the standard 3 fear cards. Then we put the terror level 3 here to mark that. Then we put 3 more fear cards. And again, correct me if I'm wrong on any of this setup stuff. Like I said, it's been a while. And then you put terror 2 here. And this kind of goes in the deck. And then 3 more fear cards on top. So we have to clear 3 fear cards by generating enough fear by destroying buildings or playing cards. And then we can get down to terror level 2 and that will move over to here. Okay. So that's one way to win. Is that the only way to win? Maybe. Yeah, that's it, right? To lose, we lose if we lose all of our presence is wiped off the board. So we start with 2 presents here, these little yellow wooden tokens. If we lose all of our presence by blight hitting or it gets destroyed some other way, we lose. So we can have as many invaders on here as we want, but we can't win until we clear off enough of them to meet the victory condition. Oh, also if the blight, we're going to use blight, and if all the blight leaves this little card that's going to be here, and makes it on the board, or I guess just leaves the card, we lose also. Yeah, it says if there's ever no blight here, you lose the game. Oh, and if the deck runs out, this deck that we're going to build here. 3 ways to lose, right? 3 ways to lose this game. Oh, I don't know why I'm still shuffling the fear, but anyways, let's do the Blighted card. So with all the expansions, you get tons of these little healthy island cards that are like optional modules to put in. And how it works is you put 2 per player on here, +1 with the errata. And then when you clear all the blight here, if there's ever no blight, it tells you right on the card, you flip it, and then some effect will happen. It could be an ongoing effect, an instant effect. And then you put more blight on the card. And then when there's no blight on the second side, you lose. And when all the blight's gone here, or you add blight back, you never flip it back over. Once the island's no longer healthy and becomes blighted, it stays blighted until you either win or lose. And yes, we're playing true solo today. True solo. I probably should have put that in the thumbnail, but whoopsie. Okay, so we're just gonna pick one of these cards, and it's a surprise. So every time we play, different fear cards, different healthy island cards or blight cards or whatever these are called, and then we're gonna put 2 per player. And again, we're using the errata, which is linked down below, to put extra 1 on here. Okay, which I again didn't know about till like an hour ago. Okay, we need to just do a little shuffle. So events is an optional module. We're playing with events. We will draw one every invader phase, and they can kind of, there's bad things and good things that happen on here. And we can make choices and things. They're fun. They're a little, sometimes a little like swingy and random and stuff, but I think they make the game more interesting. But I'm still not like a huge fan of them. But it's okay. It's nice to make the game feel different every time you play. It's just an added extra variability. And then when you get used to them, you kind of like know, but like, again, once you start adding in multiple expansions, like how many times you got to play before you start seeing like, you know, the same cards over and over again. Like this is insane, especially playing solo. You don't see like that many, I feel. It depends on what spirit, I guess. Then we have our major powers. So these are like super powerful cards. You don't start with any. You can earn them during the game. They're very expensive usually, or more expensive, but they're very powerful. And these can kind of help push you to the victory. And my spirit actually will read, it cares about these a lot, which is very cool. It is a neat aspect. When I read that one, I was like, okay, I'll try that. I feel like major powers are the ones I've seen the least. And again, if you're playing with all the expansions, this deck is like insanely huge. And then there's minor powers. And minor powers are like less powerful power cards. They're usually cheaper. They don't do as flashy effects, but they're definitely more powerful than your starting cards. So you're trying to build your hand, build your deck in this game, and get more powerful, and be efficient, and try to clear the invaders, and put out fires, and deal with all the crap that the different decks and things are going to throw at you. And these unpredictable, sort of predictable, but unpredictable invaders. So this deck, I forget what it's called, but it's the one that tells you where the invaders are going to either ravage, which they'll try to damage the island and the Dahan, they'll try to build, or they'll try to explore and spread out. So this deck, every time you play, you take 1 card out of each tier. So we're going to play with this one gone, I guess. Tier 3. Then tier 2 cards. So obviously it gets progressively worse. Whoops. Whoopsie. Love fumbling around with tiny cards. It's my favorite thing. Anyways. So we'll put that on the invader board, on here, sorry. And then tier 1, you just have 4 to choose from. It's 1 for each type of the land. And yeah, one of them we won't know. So we'll never know, like every time you play, you have 1 card missing from each tier. So you're never 100% sure what's going to show up next, which is really cool. You can make some guesses, but you may not be right. Okay. We have some reminder tokens here. I'm just using these dice to help me with like defense values and stuff on the tokens for reminders and things. And then we have our starting cards. So these are power cards, but they're starting. You get different ones depending on your spirit you play with. And on a card has the cost, the speed. So the color is the speed, so is the symbol. So there's a fast power phase and a slow power phase. So fast is happening kind of before the invaders do anything. And a slow phase happens after all the invaders do their shenanigans, which is kind of neat. And also on the card, sorry, you get these elements. So if you have these elements showing, you can use them to fire off more powerful effects on cards if you want. So that's kind of cool. And you can also use those elements to fire off innate powers that your spirit will have. Okay, so what else do we need to know? I also need to get out the element markers. I need to prepare one like moon, feather, and mountain marker. So how this guy works, he plays with these new tokens from the Jagged Earth expansion. So these are all the elements in the game. This guy basically can generate them and spend them to do more powerful effects, which is amazing when you start playing with the major powers, because they usually have these like crazy, like, you know, 1.5 level effects on them to beef them up. And you need to have those elements and usually need to build for that. But the cool part is this guy, as he gets more powerful, can get more of these, and you can kind of save up for them and then use them to get those more powerful effects fired off, even if you don't have the cards that would normally generate those elements. So it's really fun. Like this guy, at first, I didn't really like him. I've played him like twice now. He didn't really seem to flip my play style when I was reading about him. And then I was like, I'll just try him because he's like the first moderate I pulled out of the box. But then when I started playing him, even though he's a little slower, I still had so much fun playing with the major powers a little more. It was really neat. So it describes his play style here, or her, I don't know. Says starts with little ability to influence the board. Most of what it does in that regard will come from new power cards. Extremely good with major powers and usually wants to take them early and often. Can either try sprinting towards victory with its phenomenal energy growth or build up towards becoming a late game powerhouse. Okay, so he's like very good at defense and utility, but kind of sucks at offense, control, and fear. But again, if we're getting major power cards and we can grab the right ones to fill in those weaknesses, we can become pretty well-rounded and kind of handle anything. So when you start the game, you kind of pick a growth option. So they're divided by these little tiny lines here. So we could reclaim our cards back. So it's kind of like a deck building game or like a hand management game where you kind of play cards from your hand, they go to a discard pile. You don't get them back until you take that option to reclaim all your cards. But there are ways to reclaim like one card later if we unlock this ability. These will all be covered with tokens. We could also gain a power card. So we can get a power card from either the minor or the major. And then we can place some more presence on the board. As you see here, this is how we get our presence out there, and we can gain more energy, which is the money of the game, to pay for those power cards. This is how many cards we're allowed to play per turn. So eventually we can get up to playing like 3 cards per turn. We could also discard those little element tokens to add extra card plays if we have this unlocked. So that's tossing these little tokens away as we get. We have these ones to start, and we need to keep on top of them. So it's a fun little mini game trying to manage these tokens. I like it a lot. Innate power. So it's got some defensive stuff here we can do to defend the land and the Dahan, try to protect them from being attacked. And then we can just get element markers. This one helps us get more of those element markers, assuming we get the moons going and the feathers, I guess. So over here it has special rules. Long ages of knowledge, and forgetfulness. When you would forget a power card from your hand, you may instead discard it, max once per action. So my understanding is when I get a major power, you normally have to forget a power from your hand or discard pile, which means get rid of it. It's gone for the rest of the game. Back to the discard pile pretty much. But this allows us to just discard a card. So we could get the card back. So as we build up our hand of cards, we should never lose any, I think, right? If I'm doing that right. Again, someone who knows the game better can correct me in the chat, but I think that allows you to do it. This action stuff is a little confusing. It's like a new terminology they added to the game. Insights to the world's nature. Some of your actions let you prepare element markers, which are kept here until used. Choose these elements freely. They don't have to match ones you have. And each marker spent grants you one of that element. So that's what I explained about getting and spending these little tokens here. Okay. So we did the setup part. Now we're going to cover up our little economy line here. So this is like our production of card plays and economy energy that we will spend to play cards. And we cover that up and we reveal from left to right. So as we unlock this, we get more powerful as the game goes. Has a nice ramp up. It's really cool. It goes from like you sucking over here and the invaders kind of doing what they want with this guy. And then slowly you become more powerful. They become more powerful. But then there's this like tipping point where hopefully you kind of get things under control and you start getting the victory condition closer to you and easier to complete. And hopefully the invaders haven't slipped out of your grasp and you're able to take care of business before this deck runs out, before all the blight hits the board, or before all your presence is off the board. So you got to keep an eye on a bunch of things here. And yeah, another thing I forgot to mention with cards is they not just have a speed and a cost and elements they generate, they also have a range and a target requirement you have to do to use the effect. But it'll make more sense as we play, and I'll show you guys how that works. What else? Anything else I have to explain here? I don't know. I think that's it, right? Oh, I have the player order here. There's a player order here, but it's a little out of date. I kind of wish one of the expansions, I'm surprised they didn't include a sticker to update this, but they included on the back of one of the rule books. So they just added the event step in here. I think that's it. And the token stuff. But again, we start with the spirit phase where we do our growth, we gain our energy, we play some cards and pay for them. Then we do our fast powers, we fire those off. Then the invaders get to go. If the island is blighted, we do some of those effects. Then we draw an event card. Then there's fear effects. If we've generated enough fear, we'll get to draw fear cards. They'll go here and we get to resolve them. So that can usually help us out. Then the invaders will ravage, build, and explore. So ravage, if there's a card here, they'll ravage a certain type of land. They'll build in a certain type of land, and then they'll explore from a surprise location or type of land. And then we shift those cards over. We advance these cards. They all move over one space that you'll see. Then we do slow powers if we've played any. Then the time passes, where we just clean up our stuff and we discard our cards. And you'll see that go as we play. And Fiend says, what's nice is it's in alphabetical order, helps you remember when events are. Oh, I didn't even think of that. BEF? Yeah. I'll be honest, when I was playing yesterday, learning this game after a while, I had to keep looking at this just to make sure I didn't miss when fear and event happened. But that makes sense. Alphabetical order. Okay. Okay. Thank you for that tip. I appreciate that. Hopefully that helps someone else too. Okay. Okay. All right. So part of setup also we have to do is reveal the top invader card and its mountains. So we're going to explore in those mountains. So we grab these little guys, and again, they can explore. So how the rules work is as long as there is a town or city on the space or adjacent to it, or the oceans adjacent to the land, which these are coastal lands. All the other lands that don't touch the ocean are inland lands. These investigators can like spread out from cities. So this mountain space is adjacent to a place with a city. So this explorer, how I visualize it, is leaving that city to travel out into the mountains and explore. This mountain spot, there's a town here adjacent. So it's leaving this town and it's going to explore here. If this city wasn't here, this one still could explore from the town. If this town wasn't here, the mountains would not be explored at all because there's no town or city adjacent or the water for them to arrive on a boat. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. I know when I play and teach people this game before, it's like that's kind of like a hard thing to wrap your head around and understand. But I just play that little game in my head and visualize it that way. It's like they actually have to come from somewhere. And again, if there was a city on the space, that's fine. They could explore out of that city. Okay. So let's start with the growth option. So I tried different ways of playing this the couple times I played with this guy. I feel like with the way his mechanics work for gaining these tokens, and again, anyone who knows this game, great. Feel free to chime in and help me out here. You know, again, treat me as a newbie coming back to the game and trying to understand these spirits from Jagged Earth. Is since he can collect these and build these up to help you fire off powerful effects, it'd be nice to know which elements you need to build towards. And if I don't have a major power yet, or I guess a minor power, I don't know what I'm building towards. So I think starting getting a major power might be really cool. I did it as the last time I played. Again, I didn't do as well, but I think it was mainly because of other things that were going on. And I think it's kind of a randomness a lot too with this one, because it depends if you see good major powers to kind of help you with your play style or what you're trying to go towards, or your elements that are going to help you win more than others. So, but I still liked it because it helped me be more efficient when I was gathering element markers correctly. So I'm going to try that and gain a power card, a major power. And you can do these in any order. So I'm choosing this growth option here. So I get to place a presence up to 2 range away from where I already have presence. But I'm not going to do that until I see what the power card is first. I could do it in another order if I wanted, but it doesn't make sense because I'm lacking the knowledge of what the range is on that power card. And it might matter. So the major power card I might take might only hit wetlands. And maybe it's only at range 1, or maybe it's at range 0. So then if I see that, I might want to put my presence in one of the wetlands to make sure that I can target that land as fast as possible. So these are kind of things. Big bucks, no whammies. I don't know what that means. All right. So we're doing a major power card first, right? Everyone okay with that? No arguments? So how it works when you actually go to get a power card, you choose which deck you want to take from. So minor or major. I'm going to choose major because that's this guy's thing, is to get them early and often. It's set on the back of his board. So I'm going to do what the designer says. So you take 4 of them. And this is how the game gets crazy every time you play, because the deck is huge and you're getting to take 4 and draft 1. And then normally you have to lose one of your existing powers to keep it, or you can toss the one away that you took if you don't like it. But we just discard one of these because that's his little power here. Oh, like good luck with the major power draws. I get it. Thank you. So let's see what we got. No? What is happening? Hello? All right. One sec. What happened to my card camera? Why are you no wakey? Hello? Still not there? There we go. We got it. We got it. Something went to sleep. All right, so the first card we found for major powers is a fast 2-cost card called Entwined Power. It has the moon element, the water, and the plant. And again, if I like to look at the cards that I start with and my innate powers to see what elements I'm kind of trying to build towards. So we know our innate powers like mountain, air, and moon, whatever they're really called, I don't know, but the gray, the purple, and the white. So the fact that this has moon on it has me interested to help us gain element markers. If we get the mountain, that helps us more with defense. So I got to keep that in mind. So this one, you actually target a spirit. Now, because we're playing true solo, we can target ourselves. You and the target spirit may use each other's presence to target powers. Target spirit gains a power card. You gain one of the power cards they did not keep. So we could use this over and over again to help us get more power cards. But I don't know if I would do that. And then you see here, this is what I'm talking about. So if we have cards in play that have these elements on them, or if we have the tokens out, because remember we can get these tokens, we could make this card more powerful. You and target spirit each gain 3 energy and may gift the other 1 power from hand. Okay, that's definitely a cool card in multiplayer, but I don't know about in true solo. The next card is Tiger's Hunting. Now this one, actually, let me just hold this one up here. Let's do it like this. Too much green. Tiger's Hunting. This one has sun, moon, and beast or whatever, this symbol on the bottom. This one you can use fast and 1 range away from a jungle with your presence. So I have no presence in jungle yet. So this, I might have to put that there if I want to use this. It also has to be a land with no blight. So if there was blight in this jungle, I couldn't target it. If there's blight here, I can't target it from that jungle. You generate 2 fear. You add a beast token. Gather up to 1 beast, 1 damage per beast. Push up to 2 beasts. Okay, so this helps you manipulate the beast tokens, which are these. We start with 1 on the board. I believe this is the right spot, the highest place without a setup icon. And then I put a disease token, which prevents building. here. This token prevents exploring, and this token helps slow down the invaders from attacking, just so you know. But we'll deal with those as they come up. All right. So yeah, so this can get more powerful if we have these resources. You can add extra damage to an adjacent land without blight, plus 1 damage per beast there. So if we want to go the beast route of throwing out like tons of beast tokens, this card will get pretty crazy. We also got unlock the gates of deepest power. Holy elements, Batman. Look at this one. We get 1 of everything. But if we have 2 of everything, oh, this would be kind of cool with this guy, right? So cost 4, you can target a spirit. Target spirit gains major power by drawing 2 and keeping 1 without having to forget another power card. So that's kind of what he does already. But then if you have all those abilities or all those elements, target spirit may now play the major power they keep by paying half its cost rounded up, or by forgetting it at the end of the turn. It gains all element thresholds. Well, that's a weird one. I don't know about that one, but that is cool. And then the last card we got is Storm Swath, cost 3, fire, air, water. It generates for elements. Slow. We have to, it only hits up any land up to 1 range away from a place we have a sacred site. So that means we have to have at least 2 presence there, and we can only hit up to 1 range away from it. It generates 2 fear in both the origin land and the target land, and then 1 damage to each invader. Oh, sorry, it generates 2 fear, and then 1 damage to each invader in both the origin and the target land. But if we have fire, air, and water elements, 2, 3, and 2, you add an extra fear, the power gets an extra range, and in a land adjacent to both origin and target, 1 damage to each invader. In lands where you did damage, destroy a town. I don't know about that one. Again, the higher cost the card, usually the crazier it gets. There's cards that cost 9 I've seen. These are all like pretty cheap for major powers, so they're not really blowing my mind here, but I don't know. Any suggestions? Any suggestions? Is there one here that you guys like? I can't really fit them all on the screen there, but the tigers. George, I was thinking that too. Fiend also 1 for tigers. Yeah, tigers sounds more my play style. Just doing damage and a fast card. If anyone's watched me play Spirit Island before, if the card has red on it, instantly I like it more than the slow. The slow is like you need more planning and more foresight to make them work, but they're usually really awesome. It's just I'm not, thinking so far ahead sometimes. I tend to lose sight and get distracted, and then I forget like to play a slow power the right turn and stuff. I'll admit it. Not that bright. All right, chat wants me to go with tigers. We're going with tigers hunting. Tigers hunting. Which, I mean, that moon will help me generate my element tokens too if I need to. And I love the fear aspect. Generating fear in this game is like my favorite thing. Just trying to rip through this fear deck. I love doing it. It's fun. Okay, so we'll take that card. These will go to a discard pile. And then we have to lose a card because we took a major power, but we can just discard it with his long ages of knowledge and forgetfulness. I think I'll just discard this one, gaining a minor power, I think. Or this one. I could discard the one that gets us an element marker, but I do like the symbols on this one better to play, and it's free. So that'll help us earlier game. Plus we can generate element markers a little quicker. But yeah, I think that's the one I'll discard. But again, feel free to tell me I'm wrong for some reason, and you'll probably make more sense than I do. And I'm down to be, to learn. Down to learn and have an open mind. Okay. So we discarded that card instead of losing it that we normally would. Now we have to add a presence up to 2 range away. So I need to add a presence to a jungle. Now I could add a presence from the top line here, and that will start generating me 1 energy every round. Or I could lose the presence from here and allow me to play 2 cards, up to 2 cards every round. I don't know where to start. I usually start with this one, I think. But I still don't have enough money to play the tiger card. I probably just play defensively, right? But I need to think next turn, right? If I don't choose the option here to gain energy, I won't be able to play this card because I won't be generating energy. So if I generate 1 now, I then will generate 1 again next turn. I'll have enough to play this card, no matter which growth option I pick. Hey, Bob. So yeah. Hank, see you later. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's okay if I don't win, but I'm going to try to have fun for sure today. Thank you so much. I'm going to put this here. Actually, no. I'm going to put it here, I think. Oh, yeah, up to 2 range away, right? 1, 2. Yeah. Oh, 2 range away. What I'm trying to do is get it close enough so I can kind of hit everything. But maybe actually I should put it here. So that this jungle is for this card mainly. I need to be within 1 range from a jungle with my presence. So this one can kind of target more stuff. I don't know. And then I can work my way to this one maybe. I don't know. Okay. So we now get our money. Okay. And we can play up to 1 card for this turn. I can't afford to play with the Tigers yet. Let's see what's going to happen. So we know in the mountains they're going to build. We don't know where they're going to explore. Nobody's going to ravage, so we don't need to worry about defense yet. But we will in the mountains next. So I need to somehow get the Han in this mountain, I think. That's what I want to do. So I might just play this card to gather to Dahan and target here because it's up to 1 range away from a sacred site, which has 2 presence, and maybe pull these 2 Dahan in here. So that way, next turn when the mountains are ravaging, I have Dahan there to fight back if I can defend. And then I'll have these ones up here too. So I don't know. I'm kind of putting them in harm's way, but I need to be careful here. I don't want Blight on this spot because then it will cascade. Like Blight, if you have Blight land on a spot that already has Blight, that's by the invaders doing at least 2 damage to the land. And right now it's only doing 1. But if they're building, they're going to have a town there that does 2 damage. Cities do 3. Explorers do 1. So you have to add it all up. And if they hit for at least 2 after your defense, they will blight the land. And if there's already a blight token there, they have to spread blight to an adjacent land also. Yes, this is power is fast and has mountain. What are you talking about, George? I don't have a way to like do damage, which would be so nice. Oh, so if you play it next turn, maybe it'll move the Dahan before the Ravage. Oh yeah, true. And help my defense, so save it for later. Save it for later, okay. That makes sense, The only thing I worry about, George, is if I don't have 2 card plays, so that kind of forces me to do the 2 card plays, but that's okay. I probably want to do that anyway. So, I don't know, maybe I start getting fear going? It's one of these 2 that I'm just going to play to open, right? Just get another element marker. Maybe I just play the element marker one. I think I'll play this one. Just generate 2 fear and turn the top. Oh, I have to have presence where there's a city. Oh yeah, I do. A town or a city, right here. I can play this one. Okay, so I'll just play that one. It costs nothing. I don't know. Okay, so I played this card. I don't have to pay for it. It's free. And then we're done playing powers. So now we go to fast powers, which I will use this moon to prepare an element marker. And we are trying to save up for these elements, I think, right now. So I'm going to grab like a beast, I think. Because beast is kind of... Oh, that has a beast, actually. It's fine, I think. See you later, Sajat. What was the point of fear? It's to get through this deck to get the win condition easier to achieve. And these fear cards, as you generate them, I'll show you when we generate fear how it works. It'll make more sense when I actually do it. But you'll see, you'll see. So I'm gonna get one of these. We have a moon. Okay. Yep. Okay. And then we generate 2 fear. So fear comes from the fear pool, goes down to the generated fear area here. And every time we've done it 4 times, it's 4 per player in the game. Once the second fear comes down here, we fill it up, at least 4 is generated. And we get 1 fear from destroying a town, 2 fear from destroying a city, and some cards generate fear. But every time we generate up to 4 fear, we put them back, and then we get a card that we can resolve. And slowly we work our way through this deck to increase the terror level. All right. Okay, so, and then we turn the top of this face up. So this is how a fear card looks. So this one's overseas trade seems safer. So when we're at terror level 1, I defend 3 in all coastal lands. Okay, that's kind of not really going to help me right now. But if it was terror level 2, it gets more powerful. Terror level 3 more powerful. But that's how it works. So now we have some known information. We don't have that card yet, but maybe it'll help us eventually. And that was our fast powers. Now we go to Blighted Island effect. There is no effect because the island's not blighted. It's still healthy. Then we draw an event. And this event, based on it being a healthy island, we would do this effect. If it was blighted, we'd do this one. So on each board, choose a land. Oh, sorry. First round of the game, we actually ignore the event. We just draw one and play. But it would have choose a land with a city and build there. And then the beast would have pushed explorers. And then there's a Dahan effect. Okay, so this is kind of how the cards are laid out on some of them, just so you know. So we totally ignore that one. We don't do it. That's something new to the game also. Yeah, I learned that yesterday too, George. That's new. I didn't realize that was a thing. Yeah, the game has definitely evolved. And yeah, not sure how I feel about all that, but it's interesting. Okay. So now we go to fear. There's no fear cards to resolve. Nothing in the fear deck. And then we do ravage. There's nothing here. We build. So we're going to build in this mountain. So if there was more towns and cities, we build a city, but there's not. So we're going to build a town. In this one, same rules apply. Boom. So we build in both the mountains. Now we're going to explore in the jungles. Okay. So again, this jungle, obviously they could explore from the water or this city. And then this jungle, there is an adjacent town, town, and town. So they will explore from one of those. And just like that, it's out of control. And then we need to move this over. Okay, so something new will explore. Now the mountains are going to ravage. The jungles will build next time, assuming we don't kill some of them. But yeah, damn. All right. Then we go to slow powers. There are none. I have none in play. It's only fast. And then time passes. So this will get discarded. No damage to clean up. Okay, back to our growth options. We need to play 2. Yeah, we should, right? Fast power. So is there a way we can kill this guy before he builds? Just trying to look at this effect, if it's even worth it to try to do yet. So 2 fear, add a beast, so up to 1 land away So 1 land away from a jungle where I have presence. I can put presence in this one this turn if possible. So 1 range away without blight. I could choose here, generate 2 fear, add a beast token, gather up to 1 beast, 1 damage per beast, and then push. The only problem is I have a beast here, so it might be good to target this one, so I can pull in this beast. So I generate a beast, pull in a beast, that's 2 damage, we get rid of the town, we don't have to worry about blight hitting here, hopefully, unless the event screws us up. And then I could just defend this one and the Dahan will help. But if I actually spend the elements on the bottom, I get +1 damage in an adjacent land without blight. So this would be my target land. So adjacent land, I could kill this explorer before he builds, because remember, the jungles are going to build. So I can stop them from building here. And here actually has a disease token. So this will prevent the build. And then I just discard this. So I feel like that would be good, right? And that's only with 1 card, if I'm thinking that through right. I'll generate the money for it, so I don't necessarily need to take off this presence. I don't necessarily need to choose a 2 energy play. And then if I do play 2 cards, I could do this one to gather. It will also have the mountain to help me defend, but I can spend this mountain to help me defend also. Oh yeah, I can't target a land with blight. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, I forgot about this one. So how do we do this? I could gather the Dahan in here. I could gather Dahan in there with this one. Gather those 2 like we talked about. Defend here, and then I could do what I was saying over to this one, but it will only do 1 damage, so I'll still lose a Dahan. We're in a pickle. I can only defend in 1 lane with this one. Has to be 1 range away from where I am, and it has to have invaders. See the analysis paralysis that can come up in this game, why it's so fun? It's very, very challenging. Okay, so I'm just thinking through my plays because that'll change which growth option I'm going to pick. I could go for another major power, but I probably won't be able to afford it. I think I'll do this one to generate money, maybe. Or I could reclaim a card. No. George is saying you're close. You could target the sands. This sands, I assume, right? Kill the city, or kill the town. Then push the 2 beasts. Oh, yeah, yeah. So I bring this beast in. Push the 2 beasts to the mountain. This mountain, I would assume. And kill the town with the threshold. So this will stop ravaging if I'm not focused on this, right? Okay. I assume you mean the North Mountain here, number 6, right, George? Because I could gather the Dahan in this one and defend here still. Yeah, this like, yes, Ultraviolet is saying decisions. This is why this game's amazing. I haven't even like unlocked more than 1 card and I'm already like, how am I going to use this most efficiently on friggin' like turn 2 of the game? So good, so good. Oh man, every game, because of all the cards and the decisions and the variability and randomness of the decks, it just creates like a new puzzle every time and just trying to like solve what has happened. Even if you play the same spirit on the same board, I found you'll just get like different fear cards, different cards from here, different cards here, and it's like you just have to figure it out. So fun, so fun. And that's before you start adding in adversaries and scenarios and all this craziness. Okay. Yeah. Or you can just push into the jungle and stop the build. Okay. I think I'm going to play these 2 cards. So before I even do that, I need to decide that I'm going to do... I think I'm going to do... I think I'll do the gain energy, even though I don't need it yet, but I'm debating on gaining a power card just to know. And can I get enough? I'll have enough sun. I need 1 more beast token, which I can generate from the moon. And then I have a moon to spend. So I can do the second ability on the tigers. Okay. Yeah, I think I'll go with the energy one. I want to play 2 cards this turn, so I'm going to take this one away. I'll put that presence here. Here, I think. Actually, maybe I'll put it here. And we'll work our way slowly over there. I think. Yeah, because I want to kind of keep sacred sites together so I can have better use of some of my other cards. Well, that's the only one. This one, I just need a sacred site within 1 range. So I got to keep in mind to help this card be more powerful. I think I want to keep the sacred sites going. Even though the jungle, putting 1 here, this might help the tigers card, but I have some time to do that. Okay, so I gain 2 energy. I gain 1 energy off this. Okay, so I have 4. I can play up to 2 cards now a turn. So I'll play these 2. I will pay for my card, which you have to do right away. Okay, then we'll move on to the fast power phase. So all my innate powers and stuff are fast. So I want to defend, and if I use a mountain, I have a mountain here, this mountain, plus an air. I can defend for 3. So I'll take a defense reminder token, little shield here. And then I'm going to use a die. I like to use these little dice to kind of remind me so I see them, especially when I'm streaming and I have to like go back and forth and talk with the chat, figure out where I am. And especially when you're even not playing on stream, but just when you're going like through all analysis paralysis to remember like where you fired off the power. So I think I'm going to do it here. Because I don't want the blight to cascade for sure. So even if I don't move Dahan in here, I definitely want to defend here to stop this 3 damage, 2 from the town, 1 from the explorer, from hitting the land, which if it hits for at least 2, it will generate another blight, which I'll have to put a blight from here onto the board, and then it'll cascade, so then I have to take another blight from here and put it on an adjacent land. I don't need to deal with that right now. That will also weaken my tiger card, the more blight that's on the board. Don't want that to happen. So that's my theory there. Okay. So that's this ability done, okay? This ability, I want to prepare 1 element marker. We said I needed a beast. So we're going to generate from the moon. We can do this ability, get the beast. And then we can do this one here. So we'll generate 2 fear. We bring 4 down here to generate. We put this into the earned fear cards. We reset these up to the fear pool. Okay. Then we're going to add a beast. So we need to target a land 1 away from the jungle without blight. So George was recommending here, which I mean, I like that. I like that. So let's, and it's adjacent to this token, which is what I really want to do so we can have them move together. So I'll target the sands. We'll generate a beast in there. Now we do gather up to 1 beast token. So we chose this as our target land. So everything has to happen here. So gather means from an adjacent land, we can pull in 1 beast. Then we do 1 damage per beast there, which the buildings and the explorers have the same health as their damage output. So you can always just remember a town is 2. And that's actually why there's 2 buildings on the miniature to remind you that it's 2. So as they take damage, you can like exhaust them to show that like 1 building, you know, worth the damage left. Or the cities have 3 buildings on them to remind you they do 3 damage and have 3 health. So you can kind of lay them on their side and turn them as you need to show how much damage is left. Very clever. I like it a lot. So we'll do the 2 damage. It destroys a town. That leaves the board. A town being destroyed generates 1 fear. Okay, we're scaring them. Now we can push up to 2 beast tokens out of here. So we're going to push these. And I could go here to help destroy this guy. And then they won't build there this turn, which would be pretty cool. But I think... Oh, how do we do this? So up here, these three will attack, and they'll kill one Dahan, and they'll injure one, but it'll still fight back for 2 and destroy a town. I might sacrifice a Dahan just to stop a build happening here. That way I'll only have the jungle to deal with next turn for ravaging. 1 jungle. And I can gather some Dahan there maybe if I can get this card back to hand. I don't know. I think I'm gonna push like this. I think. Maybe not. I don't know. This is tough. I think I'm going to sacrifice the Dahan. So if I push into these 2 places, so pushing, I can push out. Then I'm going to spend 2 sun, 2 moon, and 3 beast. 1 damage in an adjacent land without blight, and +1 damage per beast there. So I think... Or I could push both these together in here and wipe this whole place out. Oh, but then blight will happen here, right? I don't want blight, so I think I'll do it here. So they'll do 1 damage, and then +1 per beast, so it's 2 more damage, and we get rid of these guys, and that will generate another fear because we destroyed another town. Okay, this ability will just gather 2 Dahan. I think I want to do it here. So I'm going to gather 2 to this mountain so they can fight back during the ravage that happens here. Oh, such a puzzly game. This is so fun and crazy. And we're only getting started. It's nuts. I love it. Okay. So we've done all our abilities. They're both done. Okay, they're both done. We did our 2 fast abilities here. That's fast power phase. Okay, sometimes you don't have like really any abilities there, but we had 4 to do. And based on where we do them in which order, and then thinking about next turn and the turn after, all the things that will advance and change, it's all a gamble, right? Like events, when they come off, they, did we do our event? Oh, right now. Yeah, we're doing it in a sec. But when events come off, they could interact with these beast tokens because there's usually a line on them to interact with beasts. So where you leave the beasts is also very important, right? I left them here with nobody there, so maybe they won't really do anything. That's why I was debating splitting them, so that maybe the beast kills this guy and they don't build. But yeah, this is what was going through my head. Whew. Okay. Anyways, so now we go to Blighted Island effect. There is none. Event card. Oh, too much green in this game. All right. Outpaced. Humanity has always been faster than you, but the invader's terrifying speed catches you off guard. Each spirit chooses independently for each of their slow power cards played this turn. Well, I don't have any slow power cards, so I don't think I do anything on there. I'm pretty sure, right? For each of their slow power cards played. So you basically need to choose an option, but I only choose it for... So I don't think I do anything, right? Discard the power card. So I obviously can't do this one. And this one, I pay 3 energy or destroy 2 presence. You may choose to resolve the power card now instead. No, so I do nothing. Lingering plagues. On each board, add a disease. Ignore disease during build this invader phase. Oh no. So this gets ignored. They're going to build here too. Ah, that sucks. This is why I like have a love-hate relationship with the event cards. They're not my favorite, but they are fun and they add lots of unpredictability. So I know they're not next round going to build in jungle or mountains. It's either sand or wetlands. Thankfully right now there's nothing there, but they will explore in whichever one it is. So I can take a guess right now. That sucks. I'll just pick here. I don't know. I'm gonna guess it's gonna be wetlands. I'll put it there. I don't know. Oh, I hate not knowing. All right. And then raids in force. Each spirit chooses a different land where Dahan outnumber the cities slash towns, so buildings. Each Dahan there does 1 damage. So here the Dahan outnumber the amount of cities. But that's only place, yeah. So all the rest of the Dahan have no invaders there. So it will do 1 damage. So I'll just kill this guy. Oh, it does, each Dahan does the damage. So sorry, I'll kill the building. Whoopsie. I'll kill the building, which will generate a fear. Even though I didn't really need that to happen. This card just didn't like really help me at all. Yeah, that sucks. Okay. Okay, now we go on to fear cards. So we'll resolve this fear. We're in terror level 1. Defend 3 in all coastal lands. But again, the mountains are the only thing ravaging, and it's not a coastal land. It's not against the water. So this does nothing. Okay, that's fine. Now they're going to ravage. So there's nobody in this mountain to ravage. This guy's going to ravage. He's going to hit for 1, but it's defend 3 there that I did with my innate power. So no damage is done. But since he's trying to fight, these Dahan aren't having that. So they'll hit back for 4, which is more than enough to kill this 1 health dude, and he's gone. Okay. Then we go to jungles. Normally this would prevent, but because of this event card, they're still going to build here. And there's, we're going to build a town here. And this guy's going to build a town here. And now we know they're going to ravage next turn, because we're going to shift that down. Oh, it's sands, I guess wrong. It's sands. Okay. So they're going to explore here. And they'll explore at it. You see, if I killed this guy and they didn't build here, this sand would not have explored to it because there would have been no adjacent city or town to come from. So unfortunately, that's going to happen. Then we slide all these down. This goes in the discard pile. This goes here. And now we're going to be on tier 2 of this. So we could see coastal lands card come up in there. And these will start over. So we could see mountains, jungle, sand again. Maybe we don't. We'll see. Okay, slow power phase. I don't have any slow powers. Then we're just going to clean up. These go to the discard pile. I only have 1 card left in hand. So, back to my growth options. I could just reclaim all these cards. I could try to grab another power card and maybe be able to afford it. If I reclaim, I could get the tigers back. And I could get the tigers here to do some damage. 2 damage. And then push them here. I don't have enough elements. But I could play those together again. And move Dahan in. Defend here. I like that little card combo, but again, I won't have the elements, I don't think, to do all the extra shenanigans. Locator, aka Captain Obvious, says, "Hi Rob, this is a great game." Agreed. Agreed. It's one of my favorites, for sure. Glad to have it back on the table. It's been too long. Too long. All right. So... should I gamble with another major power and then just have that and this card in hand? Or should I get my cards back and try to do some shenanigans with tigers? Hmm. I mean, if I grabbed a new power, I would uncover this. I would actually have 4 money to work with. And as we've seen, there's some major powers that are 4 or less. That's fine. And we might be able to actually grab a card that really helps us right now. But we could look at 4 cards from this deck, and they might not really help us at all. And then we're kind of like sitting ducks. But I think I might actually grab the major power. I don't know. And gamble. I won't have enough money though to probably play it if I get something cool to like help take care of this, but maybe I should just recover. Yeah, maybe I just recover and not be too cute with it. Both options are fine. Do I trust the deck or not? That's the question. I think I will reclaim. I think I will reclaim. Let's reclaim. So we get all of our cards back. We add a presence, 0 range away from where we are. So I'll just throw another one here in the middle. And then we are going to gain 2 money. Back to 4. I think we're going to do the same little tiger play. Spending 2. Okay. We have the moon again. We'll generate an element. The only problem is I don't know if we'll have enough. So I can only get 1 element. I need a moon and I need 2 beasts. That's not going to happen. So I could... Oh, man. If I don't do the Dahan thing, I play this, then we need a sun. Yeah, that doesn't help. I could do the more powerful effect on this one, maybe. That'll let me to prevent the destruction of Dahan, and they'll still be there to fight back. So I could move 2 Dahan into here. And when that ravages, the Dahan won't die. They'll be able to hit back for 4. I can kill the city and an explorer. Yeah, let's just do that. Let's just do that, see how it goes. So I'm gonna generate with the moon. I'll generate another air. The defense. Oh, I don't have a way to defend. How are we gonna do that? Oh yeah, defending would help, kind of. But not, I don't think we really care, because even defend 3 won't stop a blight from happening. Yeah, that's okay. Okay. So we'll generate this. And no defense on this one. This guy, we're going to spend these 2. So we can do both these effects. So we're going to gather... let's gather... This target land, we're going to gather up to 2 Dahan. These 2? Okay. Each time Dahan would be destroyed, in target land destroy 2 fewer. Okay, so we're going to keep them alive. Okay, now the jungle, 1 range away. We're going to just pick this space. No blight is here. We're going to generate 2 fear. Oh yeah, let's put a reminder token so we remember. Okay, we'll remember this effect is here. We're going to add, we're going to target this one. We're going to do 2 fear. So we'll bring 1 down, move them all back up, bring another 1 down. That'll generate a card. Okay, we're going to add a beast to here. We're going to gather up to 1 beast. 1 damage per beast. Which kills this town. That's going to be another fear. Then we're going to push these beasts. I want to push here, and I think here. Okay. And then I don't have the elements to do this second part, which would be super amazing if I did. Okay. So that's done. I know I should have gambled. I should have gambled. Okay. I'll do it next turn. All right. Then, that was our fast powers. So Blighted Island, nope. We'll do an event. How bad is it going to screw us this time? New species spread. New plants and animals brought by the invaders damage the local ecology. So I can choose one of these things. For each board, discard the top minor power. If it's fast, add a blight to a land with a city or a town. After resolving this card, return it to the event deck under the top 2 cards. Or we could transmute the worst of the species. It's 4 energy per player, aided by moon, so that will reduce the cost. So I have 1 moon, so I'd have to spend 3 energy, which I only have 2. That doesn't work. Or I could discard. I have cards in my hand that have moon, so I could discard to help offset the cost. I just forget which the cost formula is. So if I discard a card, I get 2 towards that. If I lose 1, like forget a power, I get 4. Okay, Brian, noted. Thank you. All right. And then what that will do is generate 1 fear per player. On each board, add a beast to a land with a city or a town. I mean, I'll pay that. I will discard. I'll discard this fear 1. Excuse me. No, maybe I won't. I like that one. Let's discard the Boon of Ancient Memories. No. Element. So then I just have to pay 1. So moon, 2 moon, 4 moon total. Okay, or energy total. 1 fear per player. Then on each board, we add a beast where there is a, you add 1 beast where there's a city or a town. That's the only place there is. And then new diseases. Half of the boards rounded up. So that's I'm the only board on the board. Add 1 disease to a land with both Dahan and invaders. Do 2 damage to Dahan there. Oh. Okay. That sucks. So I could add it to here or here, but there is already 1 here. So I'll just add it to here. And this Dahan is dead. That sucks. I think, unless I can spread that out, I don't think so though. Offerings of Pattern and Dance. Each spirit with at least 2 Dahan among all its lands gain 1 energy. Okay, so that screwed me over. You could even forget a card, but discard it instead. Oh, I'm allowed to do this for that, right? Okay, yeah, I'll do that. I didn't realize I could do that for that action. You're right. So I'll just discard this one and forget it. So it saves me energy, right? So I don't gain energy off this, I don't think. Don't you prevent damage? How do I prevent damage? All right. So I'll be back in like 1 minute. Okay, BRB. Okay, Ponce is saying, do you prevent damage? I thought you played something, never mind. I only prevented like damage to these guys in this land. I maybe can choose this land, right? No, you might be right, Pontus. So I played this card, right? Each time Dahan would be destroyed in target land, destroy 2 fewer. And how the event was worded, you might be right actually. Let's see here. On half the boards, rounding up, add a disease to a land with both Dahan and invaders. If I'm allowed to choose this land, but I don't know if I'm allowed because there's already disease there. I don't know the rules on that one. Mutton Chop, the card holders, it's linked in the video description. And there's a whole bunch of them on that website. Just check the video description down below if you're interested in like the trays or I've linked that stuff down below, the deck holders and stuff. Yeah, I'm going to try to look it up. I don't know. You are allowed to if you want. For sure, George? Does it? I can't add 2 disease, can I? I just forget, like, if you're allowed to pile it up. I thought you could only have 1 of those tokens there. But I could be wrong. Disease. Disease tokens. Oh, there is no limit. There is no limit to how many tokens can be in a land or how many strife tokens can be on an invader. Oh, okay. I knew the strife you could like pile it up. I didn't realize. Okay, I will do that. I will do that. I'm assuming you just remove 1. That will prevent like 2 separate builds, I assume. I don't have to remove both, I don't think, right? I'm not sure how that works. I'll look that up too if we need to. So yeah, sorry. So I'll do it there and then do 2 damage to the Dahan there. So that would keep that one alive. And then I prevent them from being destroyed. And now it says each spirit with at least 2 Dahan among all of its lands. Each spirit with at least 2 Dahan among all its lands. So does that mean I have to have like 2 Dahan in every single spot? Or it just means in every spot I have Dahan, I just need 2. This game gets confusing sometimes. Hence the endless living FAQ. So new species spread. Let's look this up. See if this like we can. Holy! Already I'm in the FAQ. Oh, I have scrolled right past the ends, didn't I? When event cards ask you to discard, no, okay. For the token effect, new diseases, you do something on half the boards. Are you allowed to choose the boards with no valid lands? Oh, with my presence. Ah, okay. I get it. So my lands are ones that have my presence in them. I get it. I was thinking the whole board is mine. That makes sense. That makes sense. All right. I get it. I get it. All right. All right. We're good. Thank you, George. All right. Where were we? We were doing the event. Event is done. So I need Dahan where I am for stuff like that, but that's okay. That's like random. I don't care. Okay. So fear card. Let's do the fear card we have. Let's see what we got. We're in terror level 1. Each player adds 1 strife in a land with or adjacent to beasts. So the strife, we could prevent this city from doing damage when it attacks this turn, right? We're still going to get blight, so I don't know if that's the point to doing that. Maybe we do it on the sand. No, the sands wouldn't make sense either. Hmm. Hmm. That sucks, because if I was able to defend there, that would have been great. But it's okay. Can only do so much. Can only do so much. I think that will go away, so maybe I shouldn't do it there because I really don't care. Hmm. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll put it here so it like does something later, maybe. I don't know. I don't know what to do. Yeah, I'm thinking that too. Just strife here. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, we'll strife there. Not the best, not the most efficient, but it works. All right. Now we go to Ravage. So this one's just gonna hit for 1, does nothing, no Dahan to fight back. Here though, 6 damage. Definitely adds a blight. It would kill these Dahan here, but they're like not happening. So they're good because of this ability. Then they'll fight back for 4. Which will just get rid of the city and the explorer, I guess. And that will generate us 2 fear. Get us another card. Because we destroyed a city. Oh, and that increases the terror level. So now we just have to get rid of the city and the cities and the towns, and we win. So if we can eliminate this town, we've won the game. But obviously that's not all that's going to happen. We're going to build in a sec here too. So, damn it. So they're going to build here. And they're going to build here. Okay, and explore mountains. Man, oh man. All right, yeah. We're just not getting ahead yet. All right, no slow powers or anything. Okay, okay, let's try to get a major power. Let's see if we would have been better off last time doing this. All right, what we get? We got Spill Bitterness into the Earth. Cost 5, it's fast. It's range 0 though, so it has to be where we have presence. 6 damage. Oh, there's those tokens. The Badlands, I've not used those yet. So add 2 Badlands or 2 Strife. Add 1 Blight. In up to 3 adjacent lands with Blight, add a Badlands or Strife. If we can get fire and water going in up to 3 adjacent lands, 1 damage to each invader. 6 damage, eh? I don't know about adding Blight to the board. That's kind of crazy. The next one is Cleansing Floods. So we have to have presence in a wetland and be 1 range away from it where we're targeting. 4 damage and remove a Blight. Okay, now we're talking. With 4 water, we can do plus 10 damage. We can target any land. But only 1 range away from wetlands. So I would have to put something in a wetland. So like here. But then I would only be able to target like these 2 lands. And if I put it here, I'd only be able to target these 2 lands. But I could remove this Blight and this Blight by putting it here. So far, this is the winner. But it's a little slow. But so far, that's the winner. Okay, what else is next? The Jungle Hungers. Oh, this one has a moon on it. Slow. 1 away from a jungle, any land. Destroy all explorers and all towns there. But then destroy all Dahan. But if I spend a moon, like if I have extra moons and plants, I could destroy a city instead. Or also. And then I don't destroy Dahan. Ugh, I don't know. And then the last one we have to choose from is Dissolve the Bonds of Kinship. Cost 4, it's slow. 1 range away from where I have presence. It's got fire, water, and beast elements on it. Replace one city with 2 explorers. Replace one town with 1 explorer. Replace a Dahan with an explorer. Push all explorers from target land to as many different lands as possible. And if I have enough elements before pushing explorers and cities/towns, do damage to each other. Oh, before pushing, explorers and towns do damage to each other. Hmm. I like the cleansing floods, man, to get rid of the blight off the board. That sounds really cool. Just costs 5. And this turn will only have... Oh, we'll take off one of these. So we actually will have 5 money. Or do we go the other route and I just go psycho with the blight? We just go crazy and just say who cares and throw blight all over the place. And then we just like... Just doing 6 damage. Oh, man. Oh, I didn't shuffle these along. So we're going to ravage there. Okay. Maybe strife one of the explorers. Oh, that was from before. That was from before. Okay. I do have like 1 card that has water, so maybe I could do this extra damage if we need to, but I don't know. I think cleansing floods I'm gonna go with. But it's just like, might be too slow. But I can like remove the blight that gets like, if I'm going slow, I can like remove the blight that gets laid by them hitting, ravaging or whatever, and then do 4 damage and like destroy them. Yeah, the blight removal, I know, it seems super strong. It like makes up for it being slow if I'm like using it like not efficiently. All right, I'm gonna take that one. Discard the rest. All right. I'll place this up to 2 away. So I'm gonna place it in this wetland. That way we can actually use this card properly with its range here. But removing the blight. So the problem is the sands are ravaging right now. So that's gonna add blight there. Maybe I do this one first to start getting rid of that blight. Because we know there's gonna blight here. Unless I defend there. Which I could do that instead. Yeah. Maybe I defend there. And then just do the 4 damage in slow phase. Clean up the blight. Or there won't be blight. Yeah. I can destroy this town and get rid of this blight. And exploring. What could it be? What could it be? Oh yeah, I need to discard a card. Thank you. I'm gonna discard this one. Yeah, for this. Yeah, because I have to forget a power. Because it's major. Yes. That makes it easier. Oh, but then I won't have enough money to play this one, which is okay. Oh, I'm gonna get 3. Yeah, 3 money. Yeah, let's do this one. Okay. These are what I'm gonna play. I'll get 3 money. It'll cost me 5 to play this one. I can generate an elemental marker now, is this little ability here. I also have a moon to do this one. So I can get 2 earth ones, or mountains or whatever. And I could use those for defense, to defend 3 in one of the sands that's ravaging. So I'll take those. I'll spend them right away. And the air. So we can defend for 3 in one of the sands. Now, here it's sitting for 2. Like, maybe this beast helps us out, but I'm not going to bet on that. But that same possibility here. If I defend here, no Dahan die, and then they fight back and kill those 2 guys. Or I just defend here to prevent Blight. Like, either way, I'm preventing Blight. Oh, the Blight will be easier to remove from here later with this card. So that probably answers that question. To defend up there for 3? To keep these 2 guys alive, then they fight back and kill both those guys? So I did this element, I did this element, then I'm on to powers, play the cards, fast powers, defend, we got our element. This will happen in slow. This right now will happen to fear. And then turn the top card of the fear deck over, which now we're in terror level 2. So each player chooses a different land with Dahan, 1 damage per Dahan there. So I got to keep that in mind, that that's going to happen in the future. It's still not soon, but that could be helpful. George says, I defend on land 8. Oh, here? Because there's a high chance that fear card and or event solves the other land. Because why is there a high chance? Or just out of curiosity, like I know you play the game a lot. So like, is it because like there's beasts at both of them, or is it because of the Dahan? This one has Dahan, so they could deal with it. Here though, if I do it here, I don't get rid of them. Oh, because there's Dahan there? Oh, okay, okay. But here, there's no Dahan, so they just stay alive, right? I don't know. Here, at least I'll actually get rid of some plastic off the board. But I guess I still could get rid of the city. Or the town, I think if I place this here... If I place this here, then in the slow phase, I could do the damage to clean them up and get rid of the blight that happens. I'll lose a presence, but that's okay. Maybe I do it like that? Like if I put my thing here this phase, I have a way to take care of that and a way to take care of this with the Han. Now I can use floods on land 4. Oh yeah, to stop the build. So if I do like this, and I have this here to do this, I mean, I can leave this here, right? And then based on that happening, I still do that. Okay. George says, there's a lot of cards that say defend equal number of Dahan or add strife or something. Yeah, I'm just not familiar. Again, coming back to the game after such a long time, I forget, like, I know, like, these interact with the beasts and the tokens and stuff. Just, I'm not sure the fear, but we've seen a few so far, and they got tokens on them and stuff. All right. Okay. Yeah, we can put this still here. Right? Because then we can still clear this off. All right. All right. All right. Let's do it. So we did this. Okay. So now we're going to no Blighted Island effect event. Here we go. So we're in terror level 2. So we go with this one. Cultures mix and clash. On each board, if Dahan outnumber buildings by 2 or more, replace a town with a Dahan. If Dahan outnumber buildings by 2 or more. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Dahan. And buildings we have 1, 2, 3. So that's yes, right? By 2 or more. So 6 versus 3. We're up by 3. Replace one building with a Dahan. Ooh. Ooh. I could do this one. This one here would save a Dahan from dying. Oh, let's read the rest of the card, actually. If buildings outnumber Dahan by 2 or more, replace a Dahan with a town. No, so we're good. Okay, foreign disease. On each board in a land with the most combined invaders plus Dahan, minimum 1 of each, add a disease, and then 2 damage to Dahan. In the land with the most combined invaders plus Dahan, that would probably be here, depending what I do. So I'm going to lose a Dahan anyway that I add. And then offerings of pattern and dance. Each spirit with at least 2 Dahan among all its lands gains 1. Oh, this is the same thing as before. I don't have that, so that's not going to happen. Okay. So now we have to figure out which town do we want to replace with a Dahan. It can be this one, or this one. Hey, John B. How's it going? How you been? I'm thinking that I do... So it's ravaging here, and we said, I mean, right now this is not dealing with it, but it can help us if we replace this one. Then this guy's not hitting. There's no attacking happening. This guy will attack back. Sands are done. This one defends, but nothing to hit back. If I do it here, this guy only hits for 1, still doesn't do anything, nobody to hit back, but at least I got rid of a building here. Oh, the Dahan would be there to hit back. Ah, yes. Maybe I do this one. This one would just fix that location. But if I leave this here, again, then I have to do this whole... In the land with the most combined invaders plus Dahan, which I think would, no matter what, be this one. Add a disease and then 2 damage to the Dahan. So I would lose this guy, so he wouldn't be there. Yeah, so I think I have to do this one, I think. I have to do this one. So I'm replacing, so that doesn't generate fear. Okay, I'm adding a disease. And then I do 2 damage to the Dahan, so this one goes away. And then that's that. Fear card, land 1, stop the blight. Yeah, that, I know, that's what George, it took me a bit to get there, but I figured out that it would eventually get to blight. It takes me a minute. Then this is the fear card. We're at terror level 2. In each land with this token, this token, or this token, or this token, or this token, or adjacent to 3 or more such tokens, defend 5. Oh, what? In each land, so everywhere there's a token, I'm defending 5? Or adjacent to 3 or more such tokens. Right? I'm defending everywhere that has tokens? So I'm defending 5 here, defending 5 here. So this is defend 8, right? So I don't have to worry about this at all. Not that I do anyway, but then this I don't have to worry about. Doesn't really help too much then. Okay. Okay, sure. I like that one. It's good with the token strategy we're going with, I guess. Okay. Ravage here. This guy just loses this strafe thing. But then these guys hit back, kill this guy. Here, we're defending for 8, so they don't do anything, nothing to hit back. building in the mountains is here. Yeah, I know, John. It's so funny that that actually came up and like we actually have the setup for it. I think it's like the most tokens I've ever seen on the board the way I play it usually. There's a lot. Yeah, I guess I know, as most fear cards, right? Sometimes they're awesome, sometimes they just whiff. So they'll build here, they'll build up here. Usually there's like one beast token. Yeah. Okay, so building's done. Exploring. Jungle time. All right. So this guy will explore here. This one will explore here. Okay. These will slide. Slow powers. So I have one slow power from this wetland. I'll choose here because this will ravage next. 4 damage and remove a blight. And this blight goes back here, right? And since I destroyed a town, one more fear, which gets us this card, which we know because it's face up from our other ability. Each player chooses a different land with Dahan, 1 damage per Dahan there. So we got to remember that that's going to fire off. So if we have ways to move Dahan in the fast phase, which we could if we get a card back or if we get a power, we could be tricky with that. But I mean, we could just choose here and do 1 damage per Dahan there. We can get rid of this town. Or we can do here, get rid of this town before it attacks. Okay, so we have a way to deal with this. Or we could just defend here. Either way. All right, so that's all our money gone. All of our cards gone. So we're going to reclaim, I guess, would be the best play, right? Reclaim, add a presence. I guess we'll just add it here. Okay, now we get 4 money. What are we thinking of playing? And then we'll grab our tokens. Different land to what? So each player chooses a different land with Dahan. So that means if you're playing multiplayer, each player can't choose the same land. So you can't like tag team up doing the same damage on the same space. They have to everyone has to choose a different space on the island. That's all it means. Obviously in one player, it's just, yeah, it's just doesn't matter really. You got to remember this game's like definitely like multiplayer, like tons of awesome multiplayer stuff in it that when you're playing true solo, kind of just a little weird, but it still works. It still works. All right. Okay. We can't do that. All right. Let's get some more beasts going, right? Let's do some beasts. Tigers. Okay. So right now, ravaging, we got to think. So we could leave this one alone. This town gets destroyed. And we're good there. Off the fear card. Or if we want to stop a city. Oh, no. The city won't build because this disease here will stop the building. Maybe, unless the event card screws us. Okay, so we're trying to figure this out. So ravaging, we don't have anything here, so we're good. So we just got to worry about this. But the fear card technically can take care of this if we want, or we can defend power if we have the elements to just defend here, keep the Dahan alive, keep the blight from hitting, and then the Dahan attack back, which will wipe these guys out if we do that properly. So there's 2 options there. I might just use the defend for it. And then that way, if I have the right cards played. So I have to have 2 mountain. Yeah, just 2 mountain. And I can defend for 2 there. So keep that in mind. So if I play tigers, maybe I can gather some Dahan to prepare for the next ravage. I'm ready here, but I could gather to here. Or I just keep going with fear. Or I just try to build up my elements, maybe. Or get a minor power card actually might help. Maybe I grab a minor power right now to try to build up my hand with some juicier stuff. Maybe some cheaper options. Because I feel like I'm reclaiming my cards a little too fast. When I played this guy before, I had a couple minor powers that I kept using with this card, and then I get major powers every other turn. And you have like such a big hand that once you get this reclaim one, you just like kind of grab the card you need, and you always have something to play. It's so good. So cool how this guy gets going. All right. I want to kind of save money too, because I want to play this again as soon as possible so we can clean up some blight and deal some damage if needed. Yeah, maybe we do that. So we just need to generate one mountain. So we're trying to stop the build next time. So using the tigers, we could kill these two guys so they don't build here. And then the disease will take care of that build. And then we just worry about these guys next. Yes, I think that's what we do. So we're playing the tigers to deal with the building. And then we already have this dealt with. We don't know about exploring, but I don't know a way I can try to cut off some of the exploration spots. I think we can cut off this one, cut off this one, but this is a problem. But I don't know how to deal with that yet. I can't really, unless the minor power helps me. No, I can't play it yet. Yeah. Let's just do that. Let's just do that. All right. Did I take my money? Yeah, I did, right? Oh, now I'm confusing myself. Did I get my 4 money? Yeah, I did, right? And then that's what I'm spending right now? Yep. Got my 4 money. I still could do an energy token. I still can do an energy token from here. So let's do, we need the mountain to do our defend. Then we're going to grab... I'm just going to grab another mountain, actually. Whoops. No, what am I doing? Yeah. And I'll spend the mountain on this one. And I'll defend for 2 here. Okay, with that power. We did this one. We did this one. So fast power. I kind of like clump these together, but it's like this happens a different time than this happens. So let's do the jungle, 1 range away. Did I do this properly? We're going to target here. Yeah, we're good. No blights here. Add a beast. Your categories of the tigers. Nice. All right, 2 fear, 2 fear. Add a beast. Gather up to 1 beast. Let's pull this one in. One damage per beast. Boom, boom. These guys are gone. Push your 2 beasts. I'm going to push here. And I'm going to push here. And then I don't have the elements to do the second part, so that's good. Okay. Now, not a blighted island. Fear card. Oh yeah, I didn't really need to defend there. Whoops. But that's fine. Each player chooses a different land with Dahan. I'll choose this one. 1 damage per Dahan there. So I will just destroy this. Or, hold on, no. I'll choose this one, right? Yeah. And then we destroy this. I see what I could have done there. I could have tried to take care of this by pulling Dahan in, but they're kind of far away. I don't want to move these ones. So we'll destroy that one. That's another fear. Dahan attack. Oh, I forgot the event. I did it wrong order. Rewind, 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 rewind. Yeah, the event can change everything. I did it almost in the wrong order again. So we're terror level 2. Destroy the unnatural. Invaders do +3 damage per land when ravaging in lands with presence. I don't have presence there, and that's the only land that's ravaging, so that does nothing. And now we have Prey on the Unweary. Each beast destroys 1 explorer, and add 1 explorer on a board without one. Well, I can't add any because I have beasts all over the place. So this will destroy. This will destroy. There you go. So if I didn't play this card, the 2 beasts that were here, oh no, I added one of them, right? And then I gathered in. Yeah, never mind. I had pulled them in there. So that's kind of cool. Interesting. Rouse the spirits. Each spirit with at least 3 Dahan among all its lands use a slow power now instead of later. Yeah, no. I really need to put Dahan where my presence is, or put my presence where Dahan are. I'm missing out on every single one of those effects we've drawn. So that's good to know. I didn't know that was a thing. We need to work together more instead of spreading them out. Okay, then we do the fear. Dahan attack. Each player chooses a different land with Dahan, 1 damage per Dahan there. I'm going to do it here. And then that will generate a fear. So that's clear. Look at this. Look at this. Okay, that's done. Ravage. So we know here, defending for 2, so 3 damage. 1 gets through, damages the Dahan, and only does 1 damage to the land, so no blight. Okay, the Dahan will hit back for 2 each. That destroys these 2 guys, generates 1 fear. That will get us another fear card, okay, for the town. Jungle, it will go to build, but there's nobody home. And then explore. I don't know what I hope it is, but sands, okay. So sands, unfortunately, sands will explore from the water over here, and then they'll explore out of this town over here. This will slide down, and then we have a slow power. I target myself, I'm gonna gain a minor power. So our first minor power of the game, which is totally weird to be getting major powers before minor powers. Hey, Kanji. All right. So our choices are Lure of the Unknown. It's free, it's fast, it generates a whole whack ton of elements that I like, that I could use. All these elements work with what I'm doing, except for the fire, really. And it just helps me gather a town or an explorer, so I can kind of pull them out of places, into places. So if I know, like, the sands are going to build, I could pull this guy, like, to here. And then, yeah, he'll ravage instead, but at least he's not building, right? I love cards like that, that can like pull and push them around, because then you mess with them before they build and stuff, because it's fast. I love it. Love it. Love that card. All right. Call to trade. It's also fast. Again, I could use mountains, water, air, all this stuff I could use with the other cards I'm playing. It's 1 cost. It's fast. 2 range away. I have to target a land with Dahan. I may gather 1 Dahan there, so I can build up my Dahan more. If the terror level is 2 or lower, oh, it's almost 3. Gather one town, and the first ravage and target land this turn becomes a build instead. Okay. The other fast option here is free. Again, these are elements I like except for the fire, so I can take advantage of those. This is fast, 2 range away, targeting any. 2 fear, push up to 2 explorers / towns. If target land has blight, +2 fear. Push up to 2 more and add a blight. Ooh, not a fan of the adding blight, but it's still cool. And then Flesh Rot Fever costs 1, it's slow. I mean, I could use some more of this for that, the tiger card. Some more beast elements. Slow, 1 range away, but I hate these ones that only target like a very specific land type. Especially if the cards don't show up that often, it's kind of sucky. 1 fear, add a disease. But I do have a problem in sands, so that's kind of helpful, but I already have a disease here. I need to add disease here, maybe. No, I think in Lure of the Unknown It's free. It has the elements I'm looking for, I feel. What are you guys thinking? Move Invader to land 2. Yeah, I'm thinking that too. Sam, there he is. There he is. Sam's here. Sam, I was shouting you out at the beginning. Thank you again for this Christmas gift a while ago. Again, I discussed it at the beginning. I played it last year after you gave it to us. It just never made it to the channel. And then it's been a year since I played Spirit Island again. So I was kind of looking at it and I had the urge to play it over the last couple weeks. So I thought, why not stream it on the channel? There's been lots of new viewers in the last 2 years since I streamed it. So I figured it's a good time to show it off. Since there's also another expansion coming this year too. When you play Plague, you will change your mind about adding Blight. Oh, okay. Again, this is the first one I'm really focusing on from the expansion. Sam, thank you again for gifting this to the channel. Much appreciated. Yeah. Thank you, thank you. Everyone in the chat, give Mr. Sam the Man some love. He's the reason why we're playing this today, because if I mean, I know I would have got the expansion eventually. So, but yeah, Sam, thank you so much. Much appreciated. Too kind, my friend, too kind. Yeah, I was looking for you earlier. All right. Yeah, the expansion's insane so far. And I'm just scratching the surface. Okay. I'm feeling like, yeah, just Lure of the Unknown. I think Lure of the Unknown. But there can't, and I'm good with the No Invader. This part is not as bad right now because we kind of have the island under control. We can stop a build. We can stop a build. Yeah, I'm just going to take this one. And these ones will go in the discard pile. I don't have to forget a card or anything when I take a minor power, right? So that's cool. Okay. Done. Clean up. Clean up. Discard pile. Okay, we have 1 money growth. We've got 1 mountain element token. Growth, growth, growth. So what are we trying to do this turn? We are going to use that card to move one of these guys out of here to stop them from building. And when this guy goes to Ravage, he'll actually get destroyed by the Dahan. Let's clean up this stuff too. But this building here, we need to figure out this. Which, they will build a city here. Oh, so we could, are we going to have enough money? I could play this to do reclaim cards. I could get the energy from this. Maybe I'll just take 9 energy. But we'll have enough. We'll have enough. Yeah, I'll do this energy one, I think. Or we can go crazy with another major power right now. Oh, yeah. We just need to kill this town. I know. Oh, do I have one? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Okay. George, get out of here. Yes, reclaiming one. I can reclaim this one, right? And kill here. And we win. All right, let's... Yeah. I was trying to show off the new cards I got. All right. I'm trying to play with the new stuff. Okay, let's do this one. So what George is hinting at, I think, is using the reclaim one that I'm going to unlock here. Or I could just reclaim all of them, but I'll just get the tigers back. And then I have these beasts here, which should be able to damage these guys, kill the city, and then I'll meet the victory condition, which is just have no buildings on the board. Which anyone who's watched me play before knows I get head down in this game and I forget what my victory condition is. I'm just so gung-ho about removing every invader off the board. But as we advance, the victory condition gets easier. But I do forget that all the time. So let's go Tigerland, yeah. Let's become the Tiger King and take care of business here. Okay, so I'm going to choose, I guess it really doesn't matter. I will just do the energy one, whatever. So I'm going to add a presence up to 1 away. Yeah, doesn't matter, doesn't matter. I'll just add it here. It's fine. Or actually here, let's add it here. Okay, and then I'll take 2 energy from this one. Then I'll get 4 energy from here. I can reclaim a card. I'll reclaim Tiger's Hunting. I'll generate an element just for funds. Let's do a beasts one. I can play up to 2 cards, so let's play those cards. We're going to use Tiger's Hunting. I'll pay 2 for it. And then we'll play our Lure of the Unknown for fun. Okay. And we'll prepare another element marker with fast power phase. Let's just get, I don't know, a sun. Sure, whatever. Okay. We'll gather this guy over here. And then here we generate 2 fear. Add a beast. We'll target this land. Add a beast. Gather up to 1. We don't need to because there's nowhere to gather. We'll do 1 damage per. We kill both of these guys. That will generate 1 fear. And then because there is no town there, we've achieved our victory condition of no buildings. And we won. Yay. I showed him Rob on the screen. Oh, for your cat? These are funny. All right. So that's that. That's that. So yeah. So like I said at first, this guy is not my play style. Okay, not my play style. I thought. I was like mini game with these tokens, the whole idea of trying to get major power cards. And when I first played him, I didn't really see any ones that I liked come off the deck. And he's very slow going, only plays 2 cards at a time. And you guys that know, I love games where like you're playing more cards, but you have to really make those cards like work. But the cool part is, because he's playing one of those is usually a major power, and you have the elemental tokens to help make those major powers like bananas. So they're like basically like playing 2 cards themselves because you're doing both effects on them. He gets really powerful. I feel like really fast. Like originally I felt he was kind of slow to get going and all that, but he actually is like one of the faster spirits, I feel, because the way I usually choose power cards, I'm going for the fast ones, that doing damage, generating fear like crazy. I got this one when I played yesterday. It was so insane. Like I was generating off this 1 major power card. I think I was generating like 9 or 10 fear in like 1 card play every like 2 or 3 turns. I think it was every 3 turns I was doing it. Oh man. Yeah, there's just like, so because he also has this 9 energy turn too, you can get cards like this that cost 9 energy and you can play them like the next turn, like no problem. Oh, it's crazy, crazy, crazy stuff. But yeah, these major powers, I feel like you get a couple in a game and you're like, this is super fun to get them and try to work towards them. But the fact you're getting one like turn 1 and then you can like really get it fully powered up, because usually you get your power cards and you're kind of looking to try to match your elements. And it's usually really hard to do these unless you're playing tons of cards and have elements in your bar. But the fact this guy can generate these element tokens pretty quick, it just like, it's so fun to play these cards and such powerful cards so early in the game. I don't know what the card was. It was like 6 fear plus 1 fear for something. I don't remember what it was. But again, every time you play, look at all these cards. Like even if I play with the same spirit, same board, I shuffle up all the cards. Look how many different major powers. So now I've played this guy, I think 3 times. And every game was like way different. They're all different. They were different lengths. Felt like different difficulties because of like the cards that you see and try to make them work. Also, it helps if they align with like your other abilities, what you're trying to get to. Yeah, I don't know what the card was, but... Oh, this one. I think it was this one. I had this. So from the start of the game, I got this card. I was able to get money going pretty quick. Okay. Because once you get like up to generating money, or you just do this once, you get 9 money, plus you're generating whatever you're getting during the turn. So I was able to play this like every couple turns. And you get 6 fear automatically. The only problem is you have to put your presence where there's a city. So if you start taking out the cities, that's a problem. So you got to kind of let, like in my game, the island kind of got away from me. Like the invaders were able to build a lot and I couldn't really prevent it. But then you can do like 6 fear, +1 for each town and city. And then I was able to play the sun. I had another like minor power sun or something. And I was playing that with it. So I was able to use my tokens to get 3 more fear. So I was doing like 9, sometimes 10, 11 fear. All off 1 card for 6 money and a couple little element tokens, because this one worked good too. It helped me defend and helped me get element tokens, which was really cool. Really cool. Like it was so nuts. But I mean, that doesn't happen every game, right? Because you see like different cards, which is so fun. So fun. Yeah, so there is a digital version for this. George A is saying it's great. I'm not sure about that because I've never played it. I don't know if I ever will. But yeah, I think it's like the same publisher that does Aeon's End, and the same complaint with Aeon's End is you go to play the digital app and it has none of the expansions really, so it's kind of like a little boring. Also, the Aeon's End app is not really that great to look at. I don't know if the Spirit Island app is better to look at, but I don't know, something about those apps and their interface and stuff. But there is a digital way to play Spirit Island if you don't want to buy the game physically, or it's just easier to set up a game, save a game, play solo, I'm sure. But it doesn't have the expansions yet, I don't think, even though it's been around for like a couple years now, right? That app's been out for like 2 years, right? Oh, it's just the base game in Branch and Claw. It's a lot of content for a new player. Absolutely, absolutely. So there is an option to play this game digitally if you want instead of physically. But me, I like playing with the new stuff, new-ish stuff, year-old stuff by now. But yeah, I think this game's like nice to just set up on the table and it's fun to play. But that's just me. That's just me. It doesn't take up too much table space. I'm really zoomed in on the table, true solo. And it doesn't take up much table space at all. And I'm kind of taking up more space with the deck holder too and stuff. So promo pack 1. I don't know what that is. Oh, they did add Branch and Claw recently. Okay. Yeah, Branch and Claw adds like the tokens, adds these tokens. It also adds more of these island blight cards or whatever. It adds more fear and stuff and adds like 2 more spirits, right? To pick from, I think is what's added in. What else does Branch and Claw add? Oh, let's check. Branch and Claw adds... Oh, it adds the events. That's huge. Adding the events, right? Events, more blight cards, fear cards. Spirits, adds more spirits, 2 more spirits. Add some more adversaries. Add some more adversaries. More, look at it. It like doubles. I remember when I got this, it like doubles the minor and major power decks. Like this little box expansion, Branch and Claw, like doubles the amount of cards in this deck. And then I just started playing with the Jagged Earth stuff again after like a year. This expansion came out like a year and a half ago. And this expansion, or maybe not even. Yeah, maybe less than that. Probably about a year and a couple months. But this one added like so much stuff. Added 10 spirits, and there's like 8, I think, in the base game. It added the 5 or 6 player stuff, so you have more tokens and stuff to play 5 or 6 players. Adds more stuff to play with more players. More fear cards, blight cards, aspect cards, which actually change the lighter spirits in the base game to make them a little more complex. But it's optional. A lot of this stuff is optional. Adds more event cards, more major powers, more minor powers. Powers for the spirits, more adversaries to play against, and that ratchets up the difficulty and complexity. Scenarios will mess with the base rules, just to add some cool little scenarios to the game, and they give you some reminder cards. But yeah, so that's what we're playing with the spirit from this expansion today. And all of this is retail. I only play with retail stuff. I've never kickstarted Spirit Island, and that is not, I don't even care. I don't even care about promos, none of that stuff. Exclusives, none of that. Retail game is freaking amazing. There's like more content like than a lot of games. It's crazy. But you have to also like the game, of course. That applies to any game. But if you buy the base game, or the app and you're playing it a bunch and you're kind of like getting a little bored with the spirits in there, or you're seeing a lot of the same powers, you just grab like Branch and Claw, throw it in, boom, doubles your amount of power decks and it adds the event cards to it and the tokens. Just takes it up to that next level. And it's very cool. Very cool. But yeah. So before you guys run away, hit that like button. Based on the views and likes on this video, I'll schedule another stream of this game next week. Play a different spirit. We'll try another spirit from the box. The Jagged Earth. And yeah, we'll play another stream. But if not, no worries. I have many other games I got to play through. But I'm so happy to get this back to the table and play it again. I want to try some more spirits in here, but I can do that in my own time too. You know, and it's still fine. But yeah, we can try some scenarios, some adversaries eventually as I work my way back up to those. Yeah, hopefully this showed off the game well. And you guys get an idea of, it can go a lot longer depending if you're not, you know, you're getting things, not getting things under control. But yeah. Excuse me. So, oh yeah, sorry. So I was looking through the moderate one, Sam. I was trying to only pick from the moderate. And this was like the first guy that I saw when I was pulling him out of the box. Excuse me. Is this guy new? Yeah, this guy's new, right? So they have like a whole bunch of moderate ones. So my plan is to just work through the moderate ones one by one. So they all have like, you see, like they're focused on like different powers and stuff, like different play styles, use different tokens. They explain like how they work, like how they're different. So you get like a little advertisement of like, which style are you looking for today? And like they use all different types of elements. Like obviously this volcano guy is going to be using fire and mountain here a lot. And this guy like generates elements, but there's specific ones you can't choose like the guy I was just playing. That's gonna be weird not doing that. I was just gonna play this guy next, but I mean, because I have not seen these on the board yet. I don't think I've ever got them in play. Either because I didn't choose the option or it just never happened. So you're saying Grinning Trickster. Grinning Trickster stirs up trouble. Stone guy is great too. But Sam, you'd rather me play this guy next? I'll do whichever one, whatever you want. I'm down. Stone guy's excellent. Okay, I'll do the stone guy. Lure is insanely good also. Yeah, they're all good because the expansion I see is rated on BGG 9.4. So I know they're all good. No one's hating anything in this expansion from what I can find online. All right. Oh, so much stuff. All right, so what I'll do is a poll right now before you guys run away. I'll do a poll, which one I play in the next stream, assuming we do another stream next week. So here's the two. And let me put a poll in the chat. You guys who are still here can vote what I play in the next one. So that way I know which one to like play off stream and learn. It'll help me for the next stream get prepared too. I don't want to just play blind like I have in the past. I'd rather come at it at least playing a once or twice and know the rules and look at the FAQ in case there's like some errata or something. So which spirit next? So we have Trickster or Stone. And I'll just put the poll in the chat for like a minute. You guys can vote. So let's take a look at them. So the Trickster playstyle requires some comfort with risk. Both over enthusiastic arson and let's see what happens involve. Uncertainty about the fast power phase will pan out. What? So he's messing with the fast power phase? Let's see what happens and why don't you and them fight? What the heck? All right, anyways. Oh, we got a new subscriber. Zik, thank you so much for subscribing. The playstyle can be effective from the get-go, but benefits greatly from not working too hard. Instead, improving its capacity for mischief by adding presence and gaining power cards. Bonus energy from Let's See What Happens can be extremely helpful in avoiding distraction of gaining energy elsewhere. What? I don't know what is going on here. But this guy I'm very curious about. Okay. I don't know. Like when I read these, I'm like, I don't get it. Because you have to like read through all their abilities, check out their starting cards. It's like you have to spend like 10 minutes kind of like, at least I do, looking at a spirit, kind of understanding how it works. On stream, you guys help a ton when I'm going through them. I remember before we'd just pull one out of the box and play it like live on stream. And I'm like, okay. It always takes me like a minute to click in. Like, what is happening here? But that's part of the fun and the discovery of the game. So this guy, the Stone, he says most of his special rules and innates require being where the invaders are. So I have to make sure my presence is on place with invaders, particularly in the worst, most overrun lands, so it can mitigate incoming blight and eventually destroy the invaders with their own ravages. Does best with the patience to build up a position over time and the temperance to hold some energy in reserve so it can take advantage of hold the island fast with the bulwark of will. Hold the island fast with a bulwark of will. What the heck? So you can spend energy to take blight from the box instead of off the blight card. Let them break themselves against a stone. Reminder, defend reduces the amount of damage that invaders deal to land. After invaders deal 1 or more damage to target land, you get to do 2 damage back to them. Also deal half the damage invaders did to the land, rounding down. Repeat this power? I don't know, man. This guy's really focused on the earth, though. I like that. That's so cool. All right. Okay. Sam says, Stone is probably more straightforward, but Trickster is fun. Stone lets you take blight from the box instead of the card. Trickster has you draw a card and do everything on it, but you don't know what it is. Oh, man. Okay, this all sounds wacky, and I like it. So if you're watching this live right now, go in the poll. Vote for either the Trickster or the Stone, and in the next stream, I will play that one. That is the plan. That is the plan. That's funny. All right. Okay, I'm going to close up the poll. Thank you, everyone that voted. Much appreciated. Get your votes in and poll. Oh, Brett says, if there's a tie, I vote Sam as a tiebreaker. I agree. I agree. If there's a tie. There is not. Trickster, 53% of the votes. So that's who we're going to play next stream. Trickster. So I'll play him in my spare time before the next stream. And read up on this guy. Try to understand what the heck he's all about. And how to play him not horribly. And then we'll play some Spirit Island next week. That's the plan. So again, hit this like button. Hit the like button on the stream. Helps other people find the video after the fact. If you're looking for more Spirit Island, there is a playlist link in the video description. And you can see some of the playthroughs from like 2+ years ago where we played Spirit Island by base game, Branch and Claw, multiplayer, solo. Yeah, I'll keep it playing it. I want to play some multiplayer of it too, hopefully at some point. Maybe play with Mel, with mixing some spirits. That's my favorite thing, is to see 2 or 3 spirits together, trying to like work together to win. It's so fun trying to like time things and help each other out. Very good, like my favorite co-op, but I still love it solo. Such a great solo experience. But yeah. Yeah. Trickster will be a lot of fun to watch or to play. Hopefully I can play it good. No problem, Pontus, no problem. So we are back tomorrow playing Dungeons and Dragons, playing the Shadow of Mystara arcade game from 1996. Come and chill with us, playing some arcade, having some fun, playing some Dungeons and Dragons on the channel. And then we'll be starting tomorrow evening, 6:30 p.m. Eastern. We're starting our campaign through the Lord of the Rings living card game saga expansions for The Hobbit. So Mel and I have built some decks. We've tried the first scenario. Hopefully we don't get crushed by it on the stream. But we're going to start that campaign tomorrow. Not tomorrow evening. Yeah, it is tomorrow evening. Yep, tomorrow evening. Thursday, it's already scheduled. You can set reminders for that. And then Friday, playing some Gloomhaven Digital. Saturday, playing more Sword and Sorcery, Ancient Chronicles, continuing our campaign through that. And twice on the weekend, Monday also, Mel's back painting. On Tuesday, some Lord of the Rings Journeys in Middle-earth, painting those miniatures from Spreading War. I don't remember if there's any other streams in there that I'm missing. But anyways, lots more coming up with the channel. Hit the subscribe button. Thank you to all these awesome people for supporting the channel, allowing us to buy games and expansions like these ones, or sending us to them as gifts. We much appreciate it, Sam. Thanks again. And yeah, thank you for supporting the channel, helping us upgrade our cameras, sound equipment, and hopefully get to conventions this year. Come on, border restrictions. Come on, no restrictions. All right. Anyways, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in tomorrow's stream. Bye-bye.